freedom from exile. When we started this whole thing, told the people that we will bring Biafra from diaspora. Some people did not know what we saw. You didn't know what we have seen. Then, when we were telling you that Biafra, we are going to bring it from diaspora, you don't know. It is happening today. We are going to fight Nigeria from afar. We are defeating them. We are defeating them. We will fight them. We will defeat them. And it is going to, everything will end this year. I want you to understand that the road to Biafra is very, very clear. The template, Biafra freedom is very asking you, what is the roadmap? What is your roadmap? It is only those outside the government of Nigeria that will not understand what is going on, what God has used us to do. Nigeria has collapsed. And our aim and objective is nothing else other than to collapse Nigeria. In as much as you all know what is going on in Israel, we continue to stand with Israel, come rain, come sun. As we wait to enter a different phase of Biafra freedom in Finland. We have promised Biafra people from the day one, after the cleanup of Mazen Namdekano, that Biafra is going to come from that. And that's exactly what we're doing. So some of you who were privileged to follow us from the one, you know that we said we will bring Biafra from that spot. We also said we will make sure that the kidnap of Mazen Namdekano is very expensive and will be more costlier than the cost of it. We have achieved that. We've also promised Biafra people that we will make sure that the kidnap of Mazen Namdekano we are going to fight our freedom from exile, and we are going to get this freedom from exile.
Thank you so much, Biafrans. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your time zone. I salute you from here. It is another wonderful day that Elohim has given to us for us to gather once more here to propagate the gospel of truth. I salute you, men and women of goodwill, those that are always standing tall, standing shoulder to shoulder with the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, standing shoulder to shoulder with Mazen Namdekano, Kamala Ozuzu, standing shoulder to shoulder with the cabinet members of the Biafra Republic government in exile, standing shoulder to shoulder with all the liberation armies of the Biafra, fighting for the freedom of the Biafrans, fighting to wage the terrorists from infiltrating our land. I salute each and every one of you as I welcome you. Do well to welcome others by sharing the program, that more people will come in and listen to what we have to say this evening.
And what is coming
concerns our security, because everything that we'll be discussing this period is everything that has to do with our security, how we can preserve our land, the things that the measures that the Prime Minister and the government is putting in place to make sure that our people are safe. That is what we'll be discussing. The same way we'll be discussing the opposite side of the zoo. As we are discussing the opposite side of the zoo, why we are leaving the zoo, why we will never allow anything in the zoo to have anything to do with us. We are building a strong security that will protect the land of Biafra and the people of Biafra and our properties. That nothing in this life will make us capitulate or go back to the things that we have rejected. That nothing in this life will ever make us to say it would have been better will remain with the Fulanese. Nothing in this life will ever make us to say it would have been better will remain as a slave under British. No. But every structure that is being put in place, that is why, as a Biafran, you must follow the template of the Biafra Republic government in exile, which is the template of the restoration of Biafra that Mazi Simon Ekpa is bringing bit by bit as the days unfold. You must have to follow it. That is the only way to go. And that is the only way to beat the terrorists, the jihadis that have come after our lives. That is the only way to beat them. We are going to be looking at the topic that I titled The Zoo in a Secret Negotiation with a Terrorist. Because we were discussing about the deception of the Nigerian state in the morning, and the same deception is what we want to bring to you in another dimension, in another form. Everything that is happening in the zoo has from the day one been deception. Deception, the way to deceive the people. Whenever they are telling you that this thing is like this, that thing is the opposite of what they are showing you. Deception is when you're telling somebody, when you're portraying what is not real to the people. You're deceiving them. And this British construct has been constructed to deceive, to mislead the people from the onset till now. And this deception is what the Biafrans have been struggling since 1970 to emancipate themselves from. And we are from this deception of the British government in the name Nigeria. Our people saw this deception coming in the person of Ojukwu and his commanders, Philip Effiong and others. They saw this coming and they stood like a man and they fought. A brutal genocidal war that lasted for 3 years or 3.5 years, 1967, 1970. Many people gave up the ghost. Many people made the sacrifice that we are enjoying today, that we can stand. And say that we are Biafrans. If our brothers, wouldn't have the tenacity, if we wouldn't have had that boldness, because the structure that they would have put in place will suppress you, never to speak. So we'll be bringing to us the deception of the Nigerian state and the secret negotiation that is ongoing. And that's something I will point out for us. In this negotiation with the terrorist, for you to know that the government of the day is in bed with the terrorist. So while they go into secret negotiation is for you to be deceived, for you not to know what is going on. At the end of the day, they will tell you that they have gone and they defeated the terrorists and they rescued the adopted children, the adopted pupils, that they have rescued them and the camp of the terrorists have been destroyed. They will make up a story, concocted story, and they will dish it out to you. And you will take it to be the truth. This is the deception that have been going on for decades in the contraption you call Nigeria. If you look at the headline we have here, because from their own news, we'll be bringing, so that it will not be that, oh, you made up this story. We are not making up any story. If you look at this headline, secret negotiations with the bandits. Let me bring it in a way that you will see it boldly. Let me bring it in a way that you see it boldly. Let me bring it where you will see it with a bigger picture of it. This is what the Biafrans have been fighting for decades. And we don't intend to fight this till eternity come. We intend to fight it and end it with us. We intend to fight it and end it with us. Secret negotiations with the bandit. Secret negotiations with bandits. Stop playing politics with our lives. Northern leaders warn federal government, Zamfara governor. Zamfara governor is making an accusation. Mind you, all these people are all in one game. Why all these allegations are cropping up from all around the place is because Oduduwa person or somebody that is representing Oduduwa, Yoruba man, is on that seat. And this Yoruba man that is a Miloko has deviated from the initial agreement. There's an agreement between the powers that be in Sokoto with this man, Emiloko. Things that they agree that they are going to implement immediately they assume office. And today, those things are not implemented. And everybody is now outraged. They are now speaking from everywhere that they no longer trust this man because he have violated every agreement. Because once you deviate from the agenda of sinking Quran in the Atlantic Ocean, you have deviated. Once what you're doing is to favor your own people, because nobody is working to favor everybody. Everybody that assumes that office as a president is working to favor his own people. So I want you to get what is happening here before we go deep into what we will be discussing today. The Zamfara governor is not raising this case as a serious case. He's raising it, raising accusing finger, because from his right up you will see that he's raising accusing finger on the person that is occupying the seat of presidency. He's not raising the accusing finger that this government is doing something that is abominable in the sight of man and God. No. But he's trying to portray a picture that the person that is ruling, the Miloko, that mistakenly they allowed thinking that he's going to do their bidding, is now changing the game for them. That is why he's raising this concern. Secret negotiations with bandits. Stop playing politics with our lives. Northern leaders warns federal government, Zamfara governor. That's the Zamfara government. Is warning the federal government that they should stop playing politics with their life. But I want to remind us what happened just last year when a ghost ruled for 6 years. There's nobody from anywhere that was saying that the government should stop playing politics with their life because they are all in it. But because there have been a drift from an agreement, that is why all these things are happening. That's why all these things are coming up, cropping up. Then you ask, who are the people that their life has been used for politics for decades now? The answer is the masses. The masses' life have been used for politics. This man is literally saying that the government of the zoo is using their citizens to play politics. That is why they are going into secret negotiation with the terrorists. At the end of the day, they will come up to tell you, we have invaded their territory and we have rescued all that were kidnapped. There's another right up there at the right hand side where you see the people that they are with. These are the people that they are calling bandits, wielding dangerous arms and ammunition, RPGs, deadly arms and ammunitions that they are wielding are the people that they are calling bandits. Remember, this is Vanguard News. This is Nigerian brown envelope journalism. This is Vanguard News. This man continues saying, this Zamfara governor continues saying, Abuja, the war against insecurity in the country took a drastic turn yesterday. The governor of Zamfara State is still speaking. Zamfara State governor with the governor Dando Lawal of Zamfara State accused some agents. I want you to mark this word. The same man is saying again, sorry, I have to attend to something. There's a call that is coming. I have to send him a message. And I want you to follow this story. This Lawan, the governor of Zamfara State, is accusing the government that they are in a secret negotiations with the terrorists they call bandit, and he's saying, stop playing politics with our lives. Northern leaders want federal government. Underline that word. Northern leaders want federal government. Then on the second write-up that you have here, the same Vanguard, on the same, I splitted it so that you will be able to capture the write-up. On the one on the right hand side, the same Vanguard News, the same man Lawan is saying the war against insecurity in the country took a drastic turn yesterday. This same governor, Lawan of Zamfara State, accused some agencies of the federal government of engaging in a secret, in these secret negotiations. There are some agency of the federal government is engaging in this secret negotiation. Who are these agencies that are engaging in these secret negotiations? And who are the people that don't want these terrorists to be tamed? The same people don't want the terrorists to be tamed. And the same people that don't want the terrorists to be tamed are the same people that are also complaining about the terrorism. When it favors them, nobody complains. When it doesn't favor them, everybody will start complaining. With what you're seeing here now, it's only pointing one thing for you. One thing is pointing at one thing for you. That the Nigerian state is in bed with the terrorists. Let me show us one other thing. We will come back to this maybe later. Let me show us another thing, so that you will know the reason why the government, the Republic government of Biafra in exile, is doing everything to make sure that our security is intact, and not only that, that we have our nation where we can decide what to do with our lives, where nobody can interfere in anything that has to do with our security. Look at what El-Rufai said few months ago. Look at what El-Rufai said. The governor of Kaduna State. El-Rufai said, federal government not against bandit. The federal government is not against terrorists, because they are not doing because they are doing business, not secession like Nnamdi Kanu. El-Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State. So when the governor of Zamfara State is accusing the government that they should stop playing politics with their life, was this governor in Max or Mercury when El-Rufai made this statement that the federal government is not against bandit? Remember that this statement was made during the regime of Buhari few months ago. This statement was made by the governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai, that the government of Nigeria is not against bandit because they are doing business. Mark that word. That the bandits, the terrorists are doing business. And what are the business they are doing? The kidnapping of 287 puppies and many other unspeakable things that have been happening in the north. This is the business of the terrorists in Nigeria, where they have a safe haven. So are you getting the point now? So when you hear that the federal government is in secret negotiation with the terrorists, you should know the reason why they are doing so. Because the terrorist is not their problem. We cannot be in bed with the terrorists. We cannot kill our people and keep mute. We allow the repeat of 1970 again on our people. We cannot allow our people to continue the suffering they have been suffering over the years. We cannot allow our people to continue in this menace that the British has put us into. So, anything about freedom is against government. But anyone that is buying people and sending them to RIP in the Atlantic Ocean, the federal government of Nigeria, whose their agenda is with them, they are the business of the government. Just like when you come to your office and you see that your boys are actually doing the business. They are making profit. I get to report to you, oh, your boys are making a lot of profit. Why not caution them? You will pay blind eyes to whatever that person is doing because the boys are literally growing the economy, growing the business because they are making more profit for you. So when Governor El-Rufai said that the terrorists are into business, not like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is clamoring for total emancipation of their people from Nigeria to gain independence and get freedom and govern their people at their own pace, for them to grow on their own pace and develop their nation on their own pace to protect the interests of the Biafrans, that those are the ones that the government need to go after. Do you now know why the government unleash all their terrorists in our land? This is the reason here. And you see the picture by the left, the picture of Sheikh Gumi. Because of the statement and what that have been going on the ground in Nigeria for a very long time, Sheikh Gumi has been a mediator, been the ambassador of the terrorists. From the outset, from the day one, he been in the business of making some frivolous statements and nobody touches him. He's untouchable as you're seeing him. Because these are the owners of the government. These are the ones that are above the law. He said, I am ready to lead the negotiation. Remember, let me flash it here also. Let me flash his statement we discussed in the morning, where he said, there cannot be any peace, not until the federal government negotiates with the terrorists. If there's no negotiation, he said no school is safe if there's no negotiation. Let me see, find it. Sorry about that. Let me look for it. The same man that said there will not be any peace if the federal I will go and plead to the conscience of these terrorists for them either to release those they have kidnapped or to relocate to another environment to continue with their kidnapping. If you look at this picture here, the one with the Punch newspaper, the publication by Punch newspaper, you have the write-up there, no school is safe until government negotiate with bandits, says Sheikh Gumi. Says Gumi. So do you understand it now? where this volunteer is coming from, where Shegumi is coming from when he volunteered to be the one that will broker peace with the government, that will broker peace between the government and the terrorists that are terrorizing the people. So Shegumi have offered to be the mediator between the terrorists and the government. Let's read the write-up. I'm ready, Shegumi is saying, offering himself a good man. What a good man. What a good man that brokers peace with the terrorists and the government of today. After killing so many people, sending so many people to RIP, he will be the one to broker peace. And he will be the one to warn the federal government that you should be careful the name you call the terrorist, the way and the manner you approach them. If you decide to use the kinetic approach, I'm telling you that things will escalate. And when things escalate, these people will not take it light. Nowhere will be safe in Nigeria. The same man that warns the government that the terrorist is already here and they have no any other place to go, that they must remain here in the zoo. The same man said, I am ready to lead the dialogue. Shegumi offers to meet terrorists who kidnapped 270 pupils in Kaduna. The same place where El-Rufai come from. For you to know why the impunity and the things that have been happening in Kaduna State while it's happening. Because El-Rufai is not against the terrorist. Because the terrorist to him is doing business and doing the business of those that want to sink Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. Is doing their business. So they are not against them. That's why the man that is the ambassador of the terrorist, Shegumi, is offering himself to be the one that will broker peace between the terrorist and the government. Remember, from the things that we will discuss in the morning, we now have a kind of, we understand it. We now have companies in Nigeria that their job is to negotiate. They are being contracted to. Is one of the shareholders in this company. The man you're looking at is one of the shareholders in these companies that broker peace between and the government want to send. But who will you send? Is it the repented ones that you integrated into the army? We will now go and fight those ones. The non the food source, since they know they cannot deliver, that they that are in the army, that's the terrorists in the army, will deliver. That is what is playing out here. I will play for us another video here now, where a general in the Nigerian terrorist army is saying that they have seen the terrorist in that is causing this havoc in Kaduna State, but he don't need to approach them with any kinetic approach, that he need to approach them with non-kinetic approach. Are you getting the picture now? They know where the terrorists are, but they don't need to approach them with kinetic approach. The people they need to approach with kinetic approach is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the Biafrans. That is why they went all out in 2017 to silence him in his home, like Sheikh Gumi said. They are the only problem they have, the only people they have problem with is the Biafrans that are asking for the break of this terrorist camp called Nigeria. That these are the people that they have problem with. This is the news of Nigeria. Where terrorists have a safe haven, where terrorists are being pampered. Terrorists are being pampered, given a first-class honor, promoted into becoming a general in the Nigerian Army, Custom, and what have you, Air Force and what have you. But those that has no track record of causing harm or anything against anybody in the zoo are the ones that are to be tagged the terrorists, that the ones that are to be approached with the kinetic approach. They are the ones that should be enlisted with bomb and air raid of all kinds. They are the ones that they need to buy fighter jets for. But those that are maiming people, I show us something that looks like rag, that looks like log of wood, but these things are human beings that have been butchered and children adopted in this same place. Where they say they don't need to go against the terrorists, that the terrorists are doing business. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Biafrans, Mazen Simon Ekpa, that they are not doing business, that they are in a serious business to break away from the zoo. So therefore, they should go after them. But these ones that doesn't want to break Nigeria, but they want Nigeria to be a den of terrorists and criminals of all kind, that those ones that the Nigerian state don't need to go after them. You see why you would take everything that the Prime Minister Mazen Simon Ekpa is doing very seriously. I greet you also, Ekechi, my sister. You're welcome. I greet you from here. Thank you. So, Biafrans, this is the time that we have to put all our treasure in what we do. Because in only this lies everything that we stand for. In what the Biafrans are doing lies everything that we stand for. But if you continue to see what the terrorist is doing in the zoo, and you keep quiet, thinking that it will not get to you, because that was the notion they have before, where Mazen Kanu was telling them early 2012, 2013, 14, 15, telling them that these people are coming and the government of today will back them up. Government of today will pamper them. Everybody is telling him, you are a warmonger. You are this and that. You are, that's no name they did not call our leader. Just like they are calling Mazen Simon Ekpa, our prime minister, names now. The same thing they did when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is here with us. They called him names. They say, how is it possible that the terrorists will take over Nigeria? But now that the terrorists have taken over Nigeria, they find it difficult to go back to the messages of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and what Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, is saying today to say, of course, we have been for all the evil and the evil words that we have used on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody should go their way because this is the only solution that the Biafrans brought. And we have looked into it. It is the only solution for this menace everybody is in. But they refuse to do it. Do you know why? Because they don't want them. They don't want it to look. They don't want everybody and the world to know that 1967, 1970, that has been right, that Ojukwu did not cause any war. And the more they continue to hide this truth, the more they pay dearly for it. Settled on the Biafra 1967, 1970, the terrorists that they themselves will give it back to them in 100-fold. Diana, my sister, you're welcome. Nigeria now have a company for kidnapping and Adobo, and they have the company's shareholders of Sheikh Gumi as their president and advocate for Boko Haram and terrorists. That is what it is, my sister. They now have a company that negotiates. When your people are being kidnapped in any state, you will call the company, the stakeholder, and the director, the MD, the CEO of negotiator with the terrorist, Sheikh Gumi. You need to consult the firm and you need to pay your fee. And once you pay, action and negotiate for your people. Okay, sorry, my sister Kachi. Sorry, my sister. You're welcome, Kachi. Saying that the Biafrans cannot continue like this. We cannot. We cannot just continue like this. Pampering something that is going to kill our people. Listen to this same man. I said I will bring his video to you. The same man that said you should pardon, that nobody should touch the terrorists. That the terrorists are not secessionists. That if the federal government want to go after anybody, they should go after the secessionists and not after the terrorists, because the terrorists are not asking for the break or the disintegration of Nigeria. Listen to Governor El-Rufai. Listen to him.
Provide a centralized institution to coordinate these investments and our liaison with the federal security agencies. I'm happy to observe that since I made those comments, the military and other security agencies have commenced operations against the bandits. These operations, which began in this third quarter, are degrading bandits, but they are not yet simultaneous across all the affected states in the Northwest region. This reflects the limitations that personnel and other resource deficits have imposed on the federal security agencies. There are simply not enough boots on the ground to have credible deployments in most places to protect communities, deter crime, and
Governor El-Rufai is literally saying that in the northeast, that the bandit, he himself said, nobody should go after because they are into business. They are businessmen and women. Nobody should go after them. But the federal government should channel all their kinetic approach, all their soldiers, police, air force, navy, what have you. They should channel it to the Biafrans. That these are the people that needed to be maimed. That these are the people that needed to be sent to RIP. And that's why you have Aba massacre, Aba High School massacre, you have Mbo massacre, you have Ebene massacre, you have all the massacres that have been going on. You have the ones that have been going on still or stop in former Owerri, Imo State. Former Imo State. That in Olu today has become the face, the battlefield. Because El-Rufai and the Nigerian state said that these bandits, we can manage them, but we cannot manage those that have not hurt anybody. Just they want to bring development in Africa. They want to protect their people. We cannot condone. Emenike, you're welcome. Good evening also from here, my brother Emenike. I salute you from here. We cannot condone those. We cannot condone those that want development for their people, that want development in Africa. We cannot condone them. But we can condone those that have come to buy people, to send people to RIP. Children, men, women, as they are sleeping, they will wake up in the underworld. We can condone them. We can manage them. We can repent them and put them in the army, in the police and air force. We can repent those ones. But these ones that are asking for development, for invention, for things to be good for everybody, we cannot manage them because the agenda of the government is not to make things good for everybody. That's why they are after Mazi Simon Ekpa. That's why I go all the way to Kenya to kidnap him. Nothing more. You see the reason why you must go and do the needful. Go and vote for the self-referendum voting that is ongoing. Our security website is out where you can register for your ID card, and the self-referendum convention that is coming up in Finland, Helsinki, Finland, in this year, October and November. If you are in diaspora, go and do the needful. The website is out there. If you need guideline on how to go about this, the guideline is on this channel where you're listening to now, favor, and listen to the analysis step by step to take prompt while you're on the process of registering. A lot of people asked questions that yesterday when this thing was unveiled. Please go and do yourself a favor. You're not doing Simon Ekpa a favor, neither are you doing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or any Biafran. You're doing yourself. We are all doing ourselves a favor by whatever we are doing. Whatever you're doing, you're not doing it. Nobody need to come and say, oh, you're doing well, you're doing wonderful. We are all doing ourselves a favor because we are fighting to liberate ourselves, our family, and the next generation, our lineage, and the land of our ancestors. So we need a collective effort. So nobody is doing it more than another. We are all doing well. Once you stand with the truth and the government, you are doing well. So this man that said that bandits should not be touched, in this video you will hear him say that the government should label the bandits that he called, those that he called bandits, a terrorist. that they are now terrorists because they have more sophisticated arms and ammunition that even the federal government's army, soldiers, whatever they have, cannot withstand them. And they don't even have enough personnel to give safety to the people of Southern Kaduna. But they have enough personnel that will be sent, troops that will be sent to Biafra land to cause unrest in our land. That is what El-Rufai in this video is saying. And I will play for you the voice of his commander, the one that is in charge of the troop that are conducting peace in the north, northwest, and northeast. You will hear what he have to say also. I made a comment about it, but I want you to hear it from the horse's mouth. How can we be in the same country with this type of people that reason like this? People that have mapped you out to send you to your ancestors, whether you like it or not, whether it's your time or not, to send you to your early meeting of your ancestors. Is this the people you want us? May God forbid you. We will unravel everything that needed to be raveled for our people to be free. And on this journey, like I said earlier, we are not looking anybody's face and we're not looking back on it. This journey of freedom that every other country that is standing and doing well today have gone one time. They have been in this our shoe now. At a point in time, they have been in this our shoe now. Being suppressed by tyranny. Being oppressed by tyranny. Being destroyed by tyranny. Being mapped out for extermination by tyrannical government. And they stood firm and defended their land that today they are now enjoying, like Finland is doing, like United States of America is doing, like Germany is doing, like India is doing, like Japan is doing, like every other country that are doing well today, like China is doing, like every other country that is in the West that are doing well today, governing their people, looking after the interests of their own people has done. This is the part, the same freedom that all of them did everything that it takes, paid the sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice for them to obtain their freedom. The same sacrifice is what the Biafrans are doing today to gain our own freedom. Not the freedom that was offered to the zoo, 1960. The paper freedom that the same people are still at their backyard, inside them. They are the spirit working in them. That everything that we kick against the construct of the British, that the people that occupy the seat of power should kick against it with every venom in them. That is not the people the sense of belonging. We want to bring a freedom that will give our people sense of belonging in their own land, respect, dignity, and honor. That is why you must follow Simon Ekpa assiduously. Follow him bomber to bomber, anywhere he go. Follow him, because he is the only man that is bringing a new dimension in this struggle of Biafra that we are in. Governor El-Rufai reports brought terrorists and kidnapping to Nigerian politicians, for they are all corrupt and selfish, greedy men and women. Why nobody is talking? Because they are in bed with all these things, and this thing is serving their purpose. Once there's always money in the federal government purse to share, crude money to share, every money, internal generated revenues to share, money borrowed from China and World Bank to share, money borrowed from every other place to share. Once there are money to share, they don't have problem. Bandits can slaughter as many as they want to slaughter. They don't have any problem with it. But the Biafrans has a problem with coexisting with terrorists. And we cannot afford to coexist with terrorists. We cannot. That is why we are going to do everything, and we are doing everything within the powers of the Biafra Republic government in exile to exit this terrorist camp. To exit it as soon as possible. As fast as possible to exit it. And we are going to exit it. It doesn't matter what anybody is saying or doing. Listen to this man.
Many state governments in the Northwest and North Central have adopted an unconventional approach to help the security agencies to better protect our communities. In our own case, we have about 900 trained and vetted vigilantes.
El-Rufai said that most of the communities has volunteered some persons that have been trained to be a local vigilante that will help the police and the army to curtail the excesses of the terrorists in the land. But while he's reading this news, look at the countenance on his face and the way he's brushing his cheeks, and the way, because this thing is not the one that write it. That we prepare as the governor. There's somebody that is his duty to prepare his speech for him. So he's reading the speech, the script that have been written for him, and the one that doesn't go well with him, you will see it in his facial expression. And this one that this person wrote and say that there are people that are volunteered. It doesn't go down well with him. But because sometimes you have volunteer army, you cannot bribe them, because volunteer army or volunteer force or volunteer vigilante or whatever that you can call it are always people that are involved in the menace that the thing is happening to. Just like the Biafrans has volunteer army today. Those are not foreigners. Those are Biafrans. It's their mother and their father and their children that they are protecting. So there's nothing you will give to them to abandon their people, to abandon the protection that they are giving to their people that they have volunteered. There's something they saw. But Governor El-Rufai don't like that very phrase. Because volunteer forces will withstand also the army, because the army are colluding. They are not neutral. Like T.Y. Danjuma rightly said, are colluding. They are not neutral. And if you wait for them to come and save you from the hand of the bandit, you will all join RIP with your ancestors. That is the words of the T.Y. Danjuma, is a former general in the Nigerian army. So he's not just an ordinary person making a comment. He been in that field. He commanded troop before. So he know very well what is in the system. He said, if you continue to listen to what El-Rufai and his cohort is saying, and Shegumi is saying, and every other person that is in bed with the terrorists in the north, that you that is in the Middle Belt, you that is in the Southern Kaduna, you that is in the Benue State, you that is in Yoruba land, you that is anywhere that is not Biafra land, you will be buyed and sent to RIP. That you have to stand up and have a real volunteer army, not volunteer those that are contracted by the government that they are paying, that are under the payroll of the same people that want terrorists to strive in the communities and in the states. Those are not the people we're talking about. But the real people that will come from the indigenous people that are being sent to RIP, that will stand and say enough is enough, just like the Biafrans are saying enough is enough. Let's listen to this man before I must bring that a general on for you to listen to before we begin to wind down.
Personnel working with the security agencies. However, we still observe that there is no alternative to launching simultaneous operations in all states. I therefore call for a consensus between the federal government and the 36 states on an emergency program of recruitment into the security agencies. Government can change the game significantly by hiring one local government areas in the country into the...
He's calling recruitment because they don't have army again, security again. The security, the ones that they have been sent down to east. They have sent them down to east. And what are they sending them down to east to do? To silence those that are talking about freedom. To kidnap those that are talking about freedom. But those that are maiming people RIP in the north, kidnapping a 7, they want the reported. But we understand what is in the scam multiple on that fateful day. And you know the people that want to recruit? Once they recruit you, they will also buy you, because the people that will buy you are the people that you're going to fight, and you're going to meet them on that recruiting field. Once they recruit you finish, they will buy you, because they don't want to see anybody that will withstand what is coming, that will withstand them on the action that they are taking against the people. So you're going to be a threat to them, and they don't want any threat. They don't want any force that will stand against them. They want to easily take off the people when they will come after the people. So they want to know those that will volunteer and say that what is happening to them, they don't like it again. We want to join the force, to join forces together with our people to fight, to join forces with the army to fight. There is no army you're going to join force with to fight the insurgency. You can only join force with your own brothers and sisters and stand against these people. That is the only way you will win, like the Biafrans are winning today. But if you want to go and join the enemy camp, in order for you to win, you are fooling yourself. The Biafra Republic government in exile, our self-referendum, ongoing, and the convention that is going to take place in Finland, October and November, is the only way to go. Any other person telling you any other thing is the same deception of the Nigerian state. Today, they are negotiating secretly with terrorists. Everything must be done. We can't live with animals in human form. Biafrans, wake up now. The e-voting for all survival is still ongoing. Now go and vote for your freedom. Biafra first. That is a write-up from Diana. Thank you so much. That is what it is. The only chance you have to escape this looming danger is for you to go and do the needful. If you fail to do the needful, what is happening will continue to do what will happen. And the Biafra Republic government in Ezra, I don't want you to be complaining like these other ones, that they will say, it's unfair. What is happening, the way terrorists are buying people in the north. It is unfair. It's unacceptable. It's on this. It's on that. But they are in bed with the same people while they come on their media, on their brown envelope journalism and tell you it's unacceptable. They will go back in the back door and tell the people, what do you want? Just take it easy. Just give us like a 1 week or 2 weeks break before you strike again. Please, we don't want it to look as if that we are not doing something. Just do it, let it look as if we are doing something. We don't want to be in such government. We want to be in a government that speaks the mind of our people, that protects our people at all costs, that will go to any length to make sure that there's peace and unity and harmony in the land. That is the government that we are in for. And that is the government we will follow to the end of the day. We cannot follow this government that has nothing to offer to their people. Let's listen to this army general. Listen to what he has to say. In the same meeting where El-Rufai made this comment and said that the terrorists need, that the bandits that he said that is not doing what the Biafrans are doing, that they don't need to go after them, that they should tag them terrorists now. Listen to what the commander will say now that he has finished his speech. El-Rufai has finished his speech. Listen to the commander.
Sir, for the military, 3 Division and Operation Safe Haven was stepping up activities, especially
Ibrahim Ali, the commander that is in charge of Operation Safe Haven in the northeast and northwest. He's the one in charge. Safe Haven. And who are the people that have Safe Haven in Nigeria? The terrorists. Operation Safe Haven. The terrorists are having Safe Haven in the zoo. And this man is the one in charge. And you hear what he have to say, that you need to love one another. You need to protect your people. This is what I always tell them whenever I'm in meeting with them, that nobody should go after each other. Nobody should do this. You're saying this to the terrorist, a commander, an army officer. Hi. Oh my God.
in the southern Kaduna to see that we nip the situation in the bud. Just recently, I visited southern Kaduna after the first time. I'm just about 3 months now. Second stakeholders meeting in.
Do you hear what he said? That he visited Southern Kaduna for the second time. The person that heaven in the north visited. So they don't have a base. They don't have a base where they are checkmating the terrorism in the Southern Kaduna. He's visiting Southern Kaduna for the second time after 3 months. Do you see why the terrorists are in safe haven in the north and in Nigeria? All over the place. Apart from Biafra, in every other community, every other state in Nigeria are being occupied. Terrorists are domiciled in their state. Land, the old eastern region. The north, and at that time having Operation Python dance and crocodile smile on our people. They are having safe haven where the terrorists emanated from, where the terrorists are wreaking havoc. They are having Operation Safe Haven. While in our land at that time, they are having Operation Python Dance. And we all know what Python does. Python swallows people, and they come to swallow our people, to dance in our land and swallow our people. You know what crocodile does? Crocodile doesn't smile with people, but they say they are coming with Operation Crocodile Smile. Crocodile, while he's smiling, he opens his mouth, and anything that enters his mouth, he kills it. So that's the type of smile they brought to Biafra land. Why they take Operation Safe Haven to the north, where the terrorists have their base, where they have their headquarters in the capital territory of Nigeria. Interesting.
Southern Kaduna, which I think is helping us. The non-kinetic approach to us is one of the main ways we can use to help in bringing security.
That the non-kinetic approach to people that are kidnapping, maiming, raping, butchering people, sacking communities and renaming them, that the only approach they can give to these people are non-kinetic approach. As they are coming with their AK-47 and their PMGs and what have you, as they are coming with all those arms and ammunitions, that they just go to them and tell them, what do you want? What do you want us to do? How many communities do you need? Okay, we will relocate these ones to IDP camps while you take it, okay, so that peace will reign. This is the only way you will understand the community men, the people that owns the land, the ancestral people that owns the land, the people that those places are their ancestral land. They have to understand, because if we did not do it this way to approach them peacefully, they will end up maiming and buying all of you and sending you to RIP. That is what this man is literally saying. But where they are having crocodile smile and the python dance that they have been dancing, but this time, what is killing python? A trap that kills python had been set up, and the trap that kills crocodile had been set up. So once the crocodile came out to dance, like to smile like the way you used to smile before, that trap will catch it and it will never go back to where it came from. And those pythons, when they come to dance, I don't know how they normally dance in Nigeria, but once they come to dance in Biafra land, we have a trap that grabs python, and that python will never remain the same again. As they are coming to approach the Biafrans with flag and placards, with kinetic approach, arms and ammunition, with tanks, with all kinds of deadly weapons, they are approaching terrorists with non-kinetic approach. That is what this commander, Ibrahim Ali, that is what he's saying.
To Southern Kaduna, it's not like the situation we have in the Northeast, where we have the terrorists and insurgents on one side and we on the other. We know that definitely we are going to eliminate them. In this case, it's not like that. So
it's not like the case we have in the Southeast or Northeast, because East is East, where you have terrorists, and definitely they know that they are going to eliminate them. But the terrorists in Southern Kaduna, they need to approach them with non-kinetic approach. They need to dialogue with them. They don't need to approach them as soldiers. They need to approach them as civilians. They don't need to do anything against them. They need to pamper them for them to have a change of mind and a change of heart. Is that right?
We want to try and use non-kinetic approach more than the kinetic.
They want to use the non-kinetic approach more than the kinetic approach. But once it comes to the Biafrans, they want to and never intend to use the non-kinetic. Use the kinetic approach more on the Biafrans and never had the intention of using the non-kinetic. These are the ones that want to break out. These are the ones that want to develop their state. These are the ones that they want to industrialize their people, their nation. These are the ones that want a steady light. These are the ones that want good roads. These are the ones that want people that want it to be good for everybody. So they need to approach them with kinetic. And those ones that have come to Sackville, they need to approach them with kinetic. When is this deception going to doing something seriously about? The Biafra Republic government is on top of the game to make sure that this deception of the Nigerian state will only have bad effect on them and not on the Biafrans. Because now, oisi mmadụ fụrụ anya ka ọ na-ada ha etiwuri. And if ogwu ahụ adọrọ mmadụ n'anya ugboro na-abụ, oisi mmadụ fụrụ n'anya ka ọ na-ada aha etiwuri ya. Ọsọ onye iberibe ya afọ oisi ka ọ na-ada ọ kwụrụ ebe ahụ ntiri ọbịa tiwuo ya. Biafrans are not that foolish that will see what is coming to send us to RIP, and they will be standing and say, let it come now, let's see how it's going to happen. Anya wụrụ onye ala fụrụ onye bụ mma ga ya n'azụ. Ọ sị na enwere ife nwere igwe onye bụ mma ga n'azụ. N'oge m chọrọ isi m achọ nwa eziokwu agwa nya. Anya wụrụ ndị mmadụ a. Anya ya ekwere ka iburu mma ga anyị n'azụ. Maka na achọrọ n'isi anyị achọ onwe ozi ife anyị emeni. So anyị need ka isi anyị dị anyị n'onu, dị anyị n'ubu. Ka anyị na-afụ ife ị na-eme. Iburu mma kpụketewa anyị so anyị achọ ife ka mma chebiri. That is where Biafra stands. And that is where the Biafra Republic government in exile stands. And that is where we stand. And that is where we'll be doing what we are doing to liberate our people. So Biafrans, how ready and prepared are you for the convention forthcoming in Finland? Go and do the needful. The website is ready. Go and register yourself for the good of the Biafrans and for the downfall of those that wish us everything bad and awful. We have defeated them many years ago, and we will continue to defeat them.
Cannot stand what is coming. They don't have the capacity. We have assessed.
They cannot stand what is coming.
We have assessed them in and out.
Yes.
They cannot stand the guerrilla warfare. When it will start. the killings of Biafrans, we can no longer take it. So I want you people to understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged, acquitted. They have disobeyed their own court order. The reason why I don't want to make comment on this, all this court, that is that. We know. You can never get justice in Nigeria court. We know what we are going to do for them to release Mazi. When the time comes, I am not bothered. I am not bothered. Let them continue to hold him. But let me tell you, I will announce it again today. The continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the next few weeks will be the most expensive thing that will happen to Nigeria. The most expensive thing that will happen to Nigeria is the continual detention illegal detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, man. Have Nanya.
Oye me have Nanya. The continuous detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in them that is not like the terrorists that are maiming and killing people all over the place, that those ones that they are not fighting for the brick of Nigeria. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for freedom. Oye me have Nanya. What the Biafra Republic government in exile is going to do, are doing already. Because the crime you're seeing and all the agitation you're seeing in Nigeria today is not accident. It's not an accident. And more crime. Thank you so much, Biafra. France will be drawing the curtain here. We'll be drawing the curtain here. We'll continue our conversation tomorrow. For you to know the reason why the security of our people, what have rejected us for 60-something years, or 100 and something years. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. I salute each and every one of you, those men and women that we are here today, those that commented. Diana, my sister, I salute you once again, and I salute you, my brother Emenike, I salute you, and my sister Kachi, I salute you also. Once again, and every other that was here today maybe did not comment, because this this YouTube, you don't see even those that are watching. You don't know those that are watching. So I salute each and every one of you. So you are blessed. You are blessed. Remain focused. Our freedom is at hand. Our freedom is at hand. And I wish you a good night rest. And Kingsley, my brother, I salute you from here. The Archbishop. The Archbishop of the Most High. You're welcome, my brother. Archbishop, come to the studio now. Come to the studio and say hi to the Biafrans. The link is there. Archbishop, I never knew it's you. You're welcome, Archbishop. Archbishop, if you're free, if you're not in school, if you're not studying, you can click on the comment section. Let me post this thing again, but the link is there. Let me post the link again. Let me give another 5 minutes. The link is there. If you want to come up to the studio, you can do so and say hi to Biafrans before we shut down the studio. Thank you so much for coming. I salute everyone. I salute every one of you. Salute every one of you that are always here whenever we come up live. I salute each and every one of you and my brother Kingsley, the Archbishop of the Most High. I salute you. Ndewo nwannem, ndewo nwa Chineke. Thank you so much for coming. Diana, thank you. Well done also you that is watching. You know, sometimes you that are always here that come and you watch and you listen and you share it, you are doing more job than us. I'm telling you. Because if we come up here and nobody is watching, nobody is sharing, nobody is listening, you see that so for you to come, you comment, you share, you like, you are doing the job. You are doing the job. And Elohim that pays his people will reward you immensely. So thank you so much. I salute each and every one of you as we'll be calling it a day from here. Do not forget, go and register for the convention that is forthcoming. Go and register and register for the security, for the ID card. Go and register. And as you are doing so, Elohim will continue to bless you. Thank you so much, everyone. Those that I mentioned that I see, they are right up and mention their name, and those that I could not. May God continue to be kind with you. May God fight your secret battles. May God protect you all around. May God be with you and speak for you where you cannot speak for yourself. Just like he's speaking for our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Just like he's speaking for our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Just like he's speaking for the Biafrans. Without Elohim, we are done for as a people. Thank you so much. I salute you all from here. It is good night from here. It might be good morning. I know my brother, Archbishop, it might be good. It should be good afternoon, I guess. It should be good afternoon in his side, and all those that are in the United States, it should be good afternoon from their end. So I salute each and every one of you. May Elohim continue to bless you and guide and protect you. Ise, Ise, Ise. Thank you so much. We will sign off from here. Do have a lovely day. God bless you.